calm morning turns into chaos. The sun rises over St. John's. The streets are quiet. The world looks peaceful. But something dark is hiding under that silence. A call comes through the police radio, short, broken, and filled with fear. Detective Charlie Hudson listens closely. It's not a regular emergency. It's a cry for help from someone who shouldn't even be alive. And beside him, Rex growls, low, sharp, and alert. He senses it too. Something bad is about to happen. This is the beginning of Hudson and Rex's most dangerous case yet. A mystery that will test their bond, question their loyalty, and reveal a truth that no one in the department is ready to face. It started like any other morning at the St. John's Police Department. Hudson sat at his desk, files stacked in front of him, the smell of old coffee and rain in the air. Rex lay nearby, his eyes watching every move around the room. The day felt ordinary until the phone rang. The voice on the other end was shaky, almost broken. "Detective Hudson, they found out about Project Cobalt. If you're hearing this," and then silence. The call cut off, leaving nothing but a faint, static hum. Hudson froze. That voice belonged to Lena Cross, a local journalist who had been missing for 2 days. Everyone thought she'd fled the city, but now she was alive and scared. Hudson replayed the message again and again, trying to catch a clue in her voice, a background sound, a street name, anything. Rex's ears perked up. He barked once, then moved toward the door, tail stiff. Hudson followed him, his instincts kicking in. "You heard something, didn't you, buddy?" Rex barked again. They left the building, rain starting to fall, the streets glistening like dark mirrors. Hudson knew Lena had been investigating something big. Corruption inside the city's most powerful companies. But now the word Project Cobalt added a new twist. It wasn't just about business anymore. It was about power. Cut 2 visuals, city streets, flickering lights, traffic moving in slow motion. The narration continues softly in this city. Every secret leaves a trail. You just have to know where to look. Rex led Hudson to the harbor, his nose twitching, following a scent only he could understand. Near an abandoned warehouse, they found a single clue: Lena's press badge, soaked in rain and dirt. Hudson picked it up carefully. She was here. He looked around. The place eerily quiet except for the sound of waves crashing against the dock. Suddenly, a sound: footsteps. Or maybe just the echo of the wind. Hudson turned quickly, hand near his gun. But there was nothing. Only Rex, staring into the shadows, growling softly. The detective knew what that meant. Someone had been watching them. And whoever it was didn't want them to find Lena. The scene fades to a quiet moment. Hudson and Rex stand under the dim streetlight. The rain gets heavier. The case has just begun, and already it feels different. This isn't just another disappearance. It's a warning. Voice-over line calm, serious tone. When fear speaks through silence. The truth is already in danger. Rain poured over the city like the sky itself wanted to wash away its secrets. Hudson stood at the edge of the dock, holding Lena's press badge tight in his hand. Rex's fur was soaked, but his focus never broke. The detective looked down at the badge again. It wasn't just dirt on it. There was something else. A faint blue powder on the edges. Hudson rubbed it between his fingers. Cold, metallic, strange. He slipped it into a small evidence bag and whispered, "What were you into, Lena?" Cut 2 visuals, dim lab lights, computer screens glowing, and Rex's paws leaving wet prints across the station floor. The tech analyst, unseen behind the monitors, scanned the powder sample. Static hums, keys click fast, and suddenly a match. Voiceover, cobalt nitrate, used in industrial batteries. Only one plant in St. John's processes it, the Dominion Chemical Facility. Hudson's eyes narrowed. So that's where she was heading. Hours later, Hudson and Rex drive through fog-thick roads. The rain has stopped, but the night feels heavier. The facility stands ahead, fences, warning signs, and flickering lights. The kind of place where silence has weight. Hudson parks the car a few blocks away. "Stay close," he says softly. Rex barks once. Ready. They move through the shadows. The narration deepens. Every case has a moment when you stop chasing the truth and start running from it. As they sneak in, the camera catches flashes of the industrial yard. Broken pipes, empty crates, chemical drums marked Cobalt. Rex stops near a shipping container and starts sniffing aggressively. Hudson kneels beside him and sees it, a torn piece of fabric caught on the metal edge. It's blood-stained with a small press logo embroidered near the corner. Lena's jacket. Hudson looks around. She was here, but not alone. Suddenly, lights flicker inside the container. A low electrical hum. Hudson opens the door slightly inside, rows of computers, screens filled with encrypted codes, and a drive flashing red. A digital recording is playing on loop, distorted voices talking about Project Cobalt, Phase 2, and delivery routes. Hudson whispers, "This isn't just a missing person case. This is an operation." It reaches for the drive, and Rex barks sharply. Movement outside. Shadows cross the doorway. Someone's here. Hudson freezes, hand on his gun. The narration grows intense when you search for answers in the dark. The dark starts searching for you. A metal clang echoes through the yard. A figure rushes past. Hudson chases, his flashlight cutting through fog. Rex sprints ahead, barking furiously. The figure leaps over a fence, vanishing into the night. Leaving only a piece of paper behind, a map with 3 red circles marked across the city. Hudson picks it up, breathing hard. 3 targets, he mutters. But why? The section ends with Rex standing beside him, barking toward the distance. The sound of a siren begins to fade in from somewhere, far away. The night at the precinct felt different. The air was heavy, filled with whispers that stopped the moment Hudson walked in. Files had been moved from his desk, case folders missing. And even the whiteboard where Project Cobalt was written, wiped clean. Hudson's gut twisted. He looked around, his eyes scanning the room, and for the first time in years, he felt like a stranger in his own department. Rex growled low under his breath. That sound said everything danger wasn't outside anymore. It was inside. Voiceover low, tense tone. In every team, there's trust. But when that trust breaks, the line between ally and enemy disappears. Hudson walked toward the evidence locker. The keypad light blinked red. Access denied. Only one person could have changed that code, Sergeant Doyle, his former partner. The same man who taught him everything about the job, the same man Lena once said she didn't trust. He pulled out his phone, trying to call Doyle. No answer. Just static. Then a message appeared. One sentence that froze him. "Stop looking, Charlie. You're next." Cut to visuals. Dark corridors, security cameras turning slowly, Rex pacing restlessly. The narration continues. When secrets hide behind badges, justice has to work without one. Hudson moved to the computer lab, hoping the analyst still had the drive from the chemical plant. But the room was empty. The computers were gone. Every trace of Project Cobalt erased. Only a coffee cup sat on the desk, still warm. Rex sniffed the air, barked once, and led Hudson to a vent near the floor. Inside it, a torn corner of a printed email. Hudson pulled it out carefully. The words were smudged, but one line was clear enough to read. Shipment confirmed. Police escort arranged by SGT. Doyle. He leaned back, whispering, "So that's it. He's in it." Attention rises. Hudson drives to Doyle's old warehouse on the outskirts of town, the place where they used to train with Rex years ago. The same place Doyle said he'd never sell. But now, it's full of black vans and armed guards. Fog rolls over the ground. The sound of Rex's paws echo in the distance. Hudson whispers, "Easy, boy. We get in, find what they're hiding, and get out." They sneak through the back. Inside, crates marked Cobalt Series. Hudson opens one and freezes. Inside aren't just chemicals. They're military-grade batteries, the kind used in high-tech weapons. And the shipping labels. Fake police credentials. Rex's ears perk up. Someone's coming. Hudson hides behind the crate, holding his breath. 2 men enter, their faces unseen, but one voice is familiar. Sergeant Doyle. Make sure the journalist's gone for good, Doyle says coldly. And if Hudson keeps digging, we'll make him part of the cover-up. Hudson's heart pounds. Rex growls low, the sound vibrating through the dark. The betrayal burns deeper than any wound. His mentor, his friend, the man who swore to protect the innocent, was the one selling the city's soul. The echo of that gunshot hung in the air like thunder trapped inside a storm. For a moment there was nothing. No voices, no movement, just the soft hum of the night. Then Rex barked. Once, sharp, angry, protective. Hudson blinked, his ears ringing. The bullet had missed, striking a metal pipe behind him. Steam hissed through the air, clouding the room in white mist. Through it, Doyle's shadow moved slowly, gun raised. Hudson ducked behind a crate, breathing hard. He whispered, "Stay down, boy." But Rex didn't move away. He stayed close, low to the ground, eyes locked on the target. The scene feels tense. Silence. Broken only by the soft drip of water and Rex's growl. The narration cuts in. When fear closes in, courage doesn't shout. It whispers, "Keep going." Hudson reached for a small metal rod lying nearby, threw it across the floor. The clatter echoed through the dark. Doyle fired instinctively toward the sound, giving Hudson a second to move. Rex dashed forward, fast and silent like lightning. He leaped, knocking the gun from Doyle's hand. The struggle was quick, rough, desperate. Hudson lunged in, tackled his former partner to the ground. Years of trust shattered with every punch. Doyle tried to reach for the weapon again, but Rex was faster, standing over it, growling like a storm. Hudson shouted, "It's over, Doyle. You've already lost." But Doyle laughed, a cold, bitter sound. "You think this ends with me?" Project Cobalt was never about chemicals, Charlie. It's a cover, a weapon deal, and the people behind it were bigger badges than you can imagine. Hudson stared at him, stunned. "Who's running it?" Doyle smirked. "You'll find out when they come for you." Before Hudson could reply, Doyle kicked him away and ran for the back exit. The chase began, footsteps pounding through the fog, flashlights cutting through the dark. Rex sprinted ahead, following the trail through the rain-soaked docks. The narration grows urgent. Some hunts aren't about justice. They're about survival, Hudson shouted Rex. "Don't lose him." The camera follows through narrow alleys, puddles splashing, the sound of police sirens growing louder in the distance. Doyle reaches a parked van, engine running. He jumps in, but Rex leaps onto the hood, barking furiously. The van swerves, crashes into a barrier. Steam rises from the hood. Hudson rushes in, gun drawn. Doyle tries to crawl out, coughing, defeated. Hudson looks at him one last time, pain in his eyes. "You were supposed to protect people, Doyle." Doyle mutters, "We all protect someone, Charlie. Some of us just choose the wrong side." Cut to headlights approaching, backup finally arriving. Officers rush in, taking Doyle into custody. Hudson stands in the rain, exhausted. Rex sits beside him, tail low, eyes watching the flashing red and blue lights. The narration softens. In a world full of lies, loyalty is the only truth that never fades. Hudson looks down at Rex and smiles faintly. "Good work, partner. We did it. But as he turns to leave, a car pulls up black-tinted windows. A man steps out, face unseen, holding a sealed envelope. He hands it to Hudson without a word and drives away. Hudson opens it. Inside a photograph, lean across, safe but hidden, and a note written in clean block letters. This was just the beginning. Hudson's jaw tightens. He looks at Rex. "Looks like our next case just found us." Rex barks once the sound strong, clear, final. Fade to black. Text on screen. Hudson and Rex, Season 8 begins. New enemies, new secrets. Same loyalty, followed by the deep voiceover tagline, "Trust the bond, fear the truth." The storm had passed, but the city didn't feel calm. It felt quiet, too quiet. Hate the kind of silence that hides questions no one dares to ask. Hudson stood outside the precinct, the wind tugging at his coat, the smell of rain still hanging in the air. Beside him, Rex watched the road, his ears twitching at every sound. Voiceover soft, reflective. Some cases end when the handcuffs click. Others keep breathing in the shadows. Hudson looked at the envelope again, the one from the man in the black car. Inside it, another note had appeared overnight, slipped under his office door. No footprints, no fingerprints. Only words. Find the blue file. Trust no one. He stared at the message for a long time. Blue file. Every case in the department was color-coded, but there was never a blue one. It didn't exist, at least not officially. Cut to visuals. Dark hallway, filing cabinets, flickering lights. Hudson moves quietly, each step echoing against the walls. Rex follows close, tail low, alert. The narration continues. The truth doesn't vanish when the case closes. It waits for someone brave enough to open it again. He unlocks the evidence room, the same one that had been sealed since Doyle's arrest. Dust hangs in the air like ghosts of old secrets. Hudson scans the shelves until something catches his eye. A thin binder hidden behind rows of labeled files. It's covered in blue plastic, unmarked, forgotten. He pulls it out slowly. Inside photographs, government officials, police officers, shipment records from 5 years ago. And a name circled in red ink. Chief Marlowe, his own commanding officer. Hudson exhales sharply. The realization hits hard. The conspiracy didn't end with Doyle. It began much higher. Rex whines softly, sensing the shift in his partner's mood. Hudson kneels beside him, whispering, "We were never chasing a criminal, were we? We were chasing a system." Cut to a quiet scene, early morning, the city skyline glowing gold. Hudson walks along the pier, the waves calm but endless. He tosses a stone into the water, watching the ripples fade. Voiceover. Every ripple begins with one choice. One secret. One person who dares to look deeper. A distant car door slams. Hudson turns slightly, hand near his holster. A woman's voice calls from the fog, calm and certain. "Detective Hudson, you're getting too close." He squints through the mist. The figure steps closer, but never reveals her face. She places a flash drive on a wooden crate and disappears into the fog as if she were never there. Hudson picks it up carefully, written on it in small handwriting. Project Cobalt, Phase 2. He looks down at Rex, who stares back with alert, steady eyes. "Guess we're not done yet, partner." Rex barks once, the sound echoing across the harbor. The narration lowers, calm, intense, final. In the world of lies, truth doesn't sleep. It waits. The city sleeps, but danger doesn't. The streetlights flicker like tired eyes. And somewhere deep in the shadows, someone is watching. Inside the precinct, the camera moves slowly down an empty hallway. Hudson's office door stands half open. On his desk, the blue file lies next to the flash drive marked Project Cobalt Phase 2. The air feels still, but something is wrong. Papers rustle without wind. A screen glows to life by itself, voiceover low, haunting tone. Sometimes. The silence after the storm is not peace. It's preparation. Hudson steps inside, cautious eyes scanning every corner. Rex follows close behind, tail stiff, nose twitching. The computer screen shows a single message flashing in red. Unauthorized access detected. Hudson frowns. "That's impossible. I disconnected this drive." Suddenly, the lights cut out. Total darkness. Only the glow from the monitor paints their faces in blue. The cursor moves by itself. Words begin to type across the screen. "Hello, detective. We've been expecting you." Rex growls, his reflection sharp in the glass. Hudson's hand tightens around his gun. The sound of faint static fills the room, and from the speakers a distorted voice whispers, "Project Cobalt was never about weapons. It's about control." Hudson's heart pounds. Who is this? No answer. The cursor blinks. Then the file deletes itself, line by line, until nothing is left. The drive ejects automatically, clattering onto the desk. Rex barks, turning toward the window. Footsteps echo outside, slow, deliberate. Hudson rushes out, gun drawn, scanning the corridor. The security lights flicker as if reacting to an unseen presence. The camera follows him until he bursts through the door into the cold night. Empty street, no one there. Only the soft hum of the city and a black car parked across the road. The engine idles. Hudson walks closer, weapon ready. The driver's window rolls down halfway, revealing a hand holding another envelope. Before Hudson can speak, the car speeds off, tires screeching. The envelope drops to the wet pavement. Rex runs to it first, nudging it toward Hudson. He opens it carefully. Inside is a photo of him, taken tonight, standing in this very street. On the back, a message written in red ink. You're already part of it. Hudson's expression hardens. His eyes shift toward the skyline where the sun is just beginning to rise. The world looks normal again, but the truth beneath it is anything but dot. Voiceover slow, steady. Some stories don't end. They wait. We're hidden in the noise of the world, breathing through people who refuse to stop digging. Cut to final montage visuals. A hidden server room humming deep underground. Files labeled Phase 3 initiated. A shadowed figure watching a live feed of Hudson and Rex on multiple monitors. The reflection of the figure's badge, same department insignia. Then silence. Fade to black, text appears. Hudson and Rex Season 8 continues. The truth is now watching. Final voice over deep cinematic tone. You thought it was over? But the hunt has just begun.